Are you a candidate seeking to write the November-December 2015 Waec examinations? Are you a parent hoping to enroll your ward for the November-December 2015 Waec? This is to inform you that the sale of form for the 2015 November-December diet is already on. Visit any bank or recognized Waec outlets around you to purchase the form at just 11,500 naira.
Hello, welcome to Waec Infobox, the program that keeps you abreast with the activities of the West African Examinations Council, Waec. Thank you for joining me on yet another episode, and this promises to be as entertaining and educative as the previous. Don't go away, I'll be right back after the news and innovation segment. Waec clarifies reason behind withheld results. Sequel to the barrage of abuses, insults and criticisms received by Waec from candidates who sat the May-June 2014 examinations and found their results withheld, Waec has finally clarified the reasons behind the development. Waec's Public Affairs Officer, Mr. Ojijiego de Menos, revealed that the withholding of results is a consequence of examination malpractice that was detected during the conduct of the May-June 2014 West African Senior School Certificate examinations and also during the marking exercise.
We don't just withhold candidates' results. There must have been a reason. Malpractice during our exams comes in two forms. It's either it was captured in the examination hall, and in most cases they are without the knowledge of the candidate. For instance, a candidate that was caught with a mobile phone, even though he was not actually using it at the time it was caught on him, that attracts a cancellation of the entire results of that candidate. And what the Waec official there will just do is to just speak that candidate's number with or without his or her knowledge.
He claimed that outcomes of withheld results lie in the hand of the National Examinations Council, which has the constitutional power to decide whether the result should be released or cancelled after thorough investigation on allegations of examinations malpractice.
Another malpractice that we get from marking venues, you were able to escape us at the exam hall, then we now get to the marking venue and it was detected. So we are going to flag it, fill a form, get the examiner involved to sign, get the subject officer to sign. This will be taken to our PED. Then they will process this thing. It is still an allegation even at that point with the evidence. It will now take it to NEC, Nigerian Examinations Committee. This is the highest decision-making body of council in exam malpractice. Anything that has to do with exams, we take it to NEC. NEC is comprised of the chief government nominee, who is normally or usually a director in the Federal Ministry of Education. Then we have ANCOPS is represented by their chairman. We have people from other state ministry of education in the NEC. And about 6 or 7 staff of Waec, makes up the NEC. Whether it warrants these candidates of being withheld or cancelled, when they look at it and say, this person has a case to answer, you should withhold the result. Waec will not go on and withhold the result. So we don't just catch you and we withhold your result. No, it is subjected through a process. And through this process, we're able to determine if this goes to an exam malpractice or not.
He, however, urged affected candidates to lodge their complaints through appropriate channels with decency and utmost respect. Waec maintains examination standard amidst insecurity. The West African Examinations Council, Waec, says it would continue to maintain best practices in the conduct of its examinations, irrespective of security challenges in the country. The Council's head of National Office, Dr. Charles Eguridu, made these assertions while speaking on the recently concluded May-June West African Senior School Certificate examinations.
Well, first of all, I must say we attribute our success to divine intervention. we as an organization were very prayerful, particularly recognizing the threats to life and security as a result of pockets of insurgency in different parts of the country. But in terms of strategy, we were able to partner with local communities in various areas of our operation to get their cooperation and ensure that the integrity of our examination was not improved. So that is part of the strategies we used to ensure that we conducted the exams almost hitch-free.
Mr. Iguridu says the conduct of the Council's examinations has been witnessing drastic improvement amidst severe challenges faced by the Council. Welcome back. Just like the last episode, Ibrahim Adejumo went on the street to find out what people thought were the 5 member countries of the West African Examinations Council, Waec. Last week, when they were to decide what the full meaning of Waec meant, it was hilarious. And this episode promises to be as interesting as the last one. Don't go away, I'll be right back.
Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, and Sierra Leone, and Liberia.
Gambia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone,
Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, yes, maybe Niger.
We have Nigeria, we have South Africa, we have Ghana, we have Angola, we have Togo.
Hilarious, right? Just like I promised. Well, on this episode, we continue our chat with the retired Deputy Registrar, Mr. Onyemuche Kanis Nze. And just like last week, this is going to be interesting. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
My name is Frances Iweha Onuku, Deputy Registrar, HNO's office. This is Waec Infobox. It's all about excellence. Keep watching.
Yes, I have made a lot of contributions, my little contributions to the success of the organization, and I know I wouldn't have done that without the cooperation of my junior colleagues who gave me their maximum cooperation. The 2, of course, my colleagues in the management team, and including the head of national office, and of course the registrar, who is the overall chief executive of the organization. So I owe them a lot of gratitude. One good thing about the organization is that once a member of the family, you are always there. You're always interested in knowing what is happening, especially areas that will help the organization to improve its services. So, and of course, if you are asked to come, to give a talk or whatever, we have been enjoying the services of our past retirees. So mine will not be an exception if I am asked to. You see, like some of us have maintained, we don't really believe there is a fall in standards. You see, the only thing is that there is a kind of shift these days. In our days, for instance, the emphasis was, how many novels have you been able to read? But today, you will see young boys and girls, very vast in the computer. They do a lot of things with the computer, so And today, we are still winning academic laurels. Yes, when you interact with other member countries, you will discover that the average Nigerian child is a superstar. So if we have that, how can we be talking of lowering standards? I have no doubt in my mind that the average Nigerian child can still compete favorably with any child from any part of the world. Oh, once you have a peaceful home, yeah, there you have, because the job is such that first and foremost you get married to your schedule. You get to the office, you don't know where you are living. You hold late night meetings, so if the family doesn't cooperate, definitely you won't have a stable mind to put in your best. So the family was very supportive.
My name is Magnus O. Omorege, Acting Director, Computer Services, Waec, Nigeria. You are watching Waec Infobox. Please keep watching to get the latest information on Waec.
Insightful interview with Mr. Canis Nze, I must say. If you're thinking of joining the Examination Council, what are you waiting for? Several positions await you, so go ahead and send your applications. Do you desire to work in an international organization where your true potentials could be explored? Think no further as the West African Examinations Council Waec invites applications from the general public on several positions of expertise: public affairs officers, pharmacists, medical doctors, educationists, legal officers, programmers, human resource officers, and subject officers. How to apply? Interested and qualified candidates should obtain application forms from Waec National Office Yaba or any Waec Zonal Branch Office across the country, or visit www.wacheadquartersgh.org to download application form. Completed applications forms should be addressed to the Registrar, the West African Examinations Council, Headquarters, Accra, Ghana, and submit to the Head of National Office, Yaba, Lagos. Remember to attention, Deputy Director, Human Resource Manager, Headquarters, Accra. Note, only short-listed candidates will be contacted. Last week, we began a documentary series that shed light on the reason for the constant decline in performance levels of our students in public examinations. And on this episode, we continue that documentary series, and I'm sure you want to see the end of this. I'll be right back after this.
In spite of these very stringent and meticulous procedures, many people hold the opinion that Waec manipulates the process to fail candidates in order that the candidates will re-register.
Not at all. Nothing can be farther from the truth than this. Waec, you remember, is a body that cuts across 5 West African. It's an international organization. And so we have a standard. The standard that applies in Ghana, in Liberia, Sierra Leone applies in Nigeria here. The marking scheme is common across the member countries. So you cannot say that Waec is deliberately failing people. It's the same marking scheme that is used across the sub-region. So it has nothing to do with Waec wanting to rip off candidates.
The government of Nigeria subsidizes the fees paid by candidates, because the cost of conducting an examination in this country, exams that cover a period of over 3 weeks in every nook and corner of Nigeria. Here we have a situation like INEC, conduct election for 1 day. And you know how much it costs. Now here is a situation where we print question papers. We have to maintain the integrity of our questions so that they are not compromised. Custodying them all over the country is at huge cost. Transporting these questions, ensuring that the conduct of the examinations are properly regulated over a period of 3 weeks without any support. We don't have police backing to do that. Yet, people cry about Waec. I think Waec should be commended.
Let us consider how much it cost Waec to conduct its examination in comparison with the amount each candidate pays to register.
In Nigeria, if you want to conduct an exam without subsidy from government, we should be looking at between 15 to 20,000 naira.
Why then has the performance of candidates been on the decline for the past 3 years in Nigeria? What can be the possible cause of the decline in the performance levels of students in Nigeria? Who is to blame?
Well, it's not a blame game thing. It's a very serious matter, because it's not just about decline in passing, but we would have preferred an improvement in the level of the passes we got, even if it wasn't a decrease. Would have expected that we reached a particular level of passing these exams. So like I said, it's not a blame game, because if you want to blame, then you have to blame a whole lot of people. You blame the candidates themselves. They're supposed to settle down and do their reading. Many of them don't. They are busy on the phones. I mean, the young people have not been able to manage the success that technology is. They've not been able to manage the success that the social media is, and it's a major problem for them.
The candidates themselves, were they ready for the exams? Were they prepared for the exams? They themselves have a lot of distractions here and there. Societal, a good number of them spend more time at cyber cafe. Some of them spend more time watching home videos at home. And other distractions here and there. And for those who really get hooked to their studies, of course, they'll do well.
The school, the teacher, the students, the parents, all of us, this issue is a multifaceted one. All hands must be on deck.
The quality of teaching and learning taking place in the school system is in itself questioning, because most of the schools are controlled by the state governments, and the state governments perhaps are unable to equip these schools. How many of these public schools have libraries, laboratories, vocational centers, having workshops and all that? So you find that when the equipment, the facilities are very poor or they are non-existent, it impacts on the quality of teaching and learning taking place.
It's true, many state governments are not showing the kind of commitment they should show in terms of providing conducive environment for teaching and learning in our schools. The commitment is not, they are not committing enough. So you have a situation where these children do not even teach enough. I mean, teachers do not teach enough, and the children do not even learn enough to go in for these exams we are talking about.
In the first place, I think the public need to know that Waec is purely an examination body, and Waec conducts its examination or draw its examination questions from the teaching syllabus, which is not drawn by Waec. The teaching syllabus is a product of the Educational Development Council. It's the development of curriculum. Waec draws its examination syllabus from the teaching syllabus. It's an outsider examination body. Waec does not check the teaching, does not employ the teachers, does not provide the syllabus, and does not provide the teaching materials. So, but the factors that are responsible for the decline are quite many. It includes, one, the explosion of population in our schools. Anyone casting his mind back to 40, 30, 50 years back will recall that the population of our schools has been on the increase. In the 60s, you have a maximum of 10, 15 in a class. In the 70s, that's in my own time, we had a maximum of 35, 40 per class. But as you move on to the 80s, to the 90s, to the 21st century, you're talking of 60, 70 in some institutions of public schools. You have up to 100, some even 120. That's one aspect. The second aspect is the issue of the teacher provision. When you have large number of students in class and you have only one teacher to handle them. In the past, when you had 10, 20, 50, 30 in a class being handled by 2, 3, 4, 5 teachers, you have the one-to-one relationship. The teacher-student ratio is quite appreciable. But what we have today is so wide that the teacher-student ratio is so outrageous that you don't even have the time when the teacher relates with the students on one-to-one. That's one aspect. Number two, there is the teacher provision itself. It's easy to build a school and put the students there, put the furniture, put the facilities. Within 1 year, given the money, you can construct thousands of classrooms, furnish them, bring in the children there. But you cannot produce the teachers to teach in those classes in 1 year. It takes you 3, 4, 5 years to produce either an NCE teacher or a graduate teacher that will come among these classes. In the past, what we used to calculate is 2 teachers per class for you to get the aggregate of the number of teachers that will handle a classroom. So for example, if you construct 100 classrooms, ordinarily, basically, you need to have minimum of 200 teachers to handle them. But what you have today is different. So that is also another factor.
You're watching Waec Infobox. Keep watching.
Do you desire to work in an international organization where your true potentials could be explored? Think no further as the West African Examinations Council (Waec) invites applications from the general public on several positions of expertise: public affairs officers, pharmacists, medical doctors, educationists, legal officers, programmers, human resource officers, and subject officers. How to apply? Interested and qualified candidates should obtain application forms from Waec National Office Yaba or any Waec Zonal Branch Office across the country, or visit www.wacheadquartersgh.org to download application form. Completed applications forms should be addressed to the registrar, the West African Examinations Council, headquarters, Accra, Ghana, and submit to the head of National Office, Yaba, Lagos. Remember to attention, Deputy Director, Human Resource Manager, Headquarters, Accra. Note, only short-listed candidates will be contacted. Now it's off to one of my favorite segments, which is comments, feedback, and suggestions. Don't go away because you definitely want to see your comments or feedback on the screen.
The closing date for the sale of entry pins for the December 2015 West African Senior School Certificate Examination is August 24th, 2015.
Once a candidate has paid the prescribed examination fee, no other fee is expected to be collected from any candidate for any examination.
I want to appreciate the candidates. That means, first of all, tell you that your result was withheld because you were involved in examination malpractice. However, if you decide to write the May June exam again, if you are not found culpable for any act of examination malpractice, your result will not be withheld nor cancelled.
This is where we draw the curtains for yet another episode of Waec Infobox. It's been an amazing time with you guys, and I hope the feeling has been mutual. You can send us an email at waecinfobox@gmail.com. You can like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/WaecNG, or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/WaecNigeria. My name is Daphne, and Waec is saying to you, read, prepare for your examinations, pass, and be tomorrow's leaders. See you same time next week on Waec Infobox. Bye-bye.